Hi, I'm Taylor with Wolf Industries. I'm a project manager here. I manage every house that leaves the factory. We call it field service. So all the foundation, excavation, utilities, everything that goes on in the field service.
Hi, I'm Travis Hugel. I'm one of the owners here at Wolf, and I do a little bit of everything, whatever it takes, wherever I'm needed.
In this video, we're going to show you what it takes to ship houses to Nome up to Teller, Alaska in the Arctic.
So that's an interesting story because it started with the threat of Trump's tariffs in Canada. So the people from Alaska were originally going to get their houses from a company in Canada.
They put out a bid for these houses?
Well, they were just going to buy them from that company in Canada.
Straight up.
Yep. But the 25%, or the threat of it, 25% tariff made them pause and say, wait, if that happens, we're out of luck. We can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
So
the Canadian company found us.
Yeah, I'm not sure who exactly directed them towards us. Someone said, hey, there's a modular company in Washington. You might check them out.
Mm-hmm.
So they did. They got in touch with us and gave them a quote, and the rest is history. They said, you bet, let's go. So and of course it's interesting because they're in a little different situation. They have some very hard stops on seasonal constraints.
Mm-hmm. After what'd they say, October?
Yeah,
everything locks in.
So Nome, there's no roads to Nome.
Yeah,
it's like
by plane,
airplane.
It's by boat or dog sled.
Yep, dog sled only in the winter. Yep, and then boat stops in the winter because the ocean literally freezes over.
Yeah.
So it's airplane only in the winter. Obviously, we're not carrying our houses in an airplane. Last time I checked, we don't have a C5 Galaxy. So, and besides, the runway there is far too short.
Yeah. They're flying full-size planes in there.
737.
737.
6,000 foot runway though.
Yeah.
Like
2 flights a day.
For reference, SeaTac, or not SeaTac, PDX is 6,000 feet or 10,000 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, obviously it feels pretty short.
Mm-hmm.
They jam on the brakes, but
anyway,
so we had to get those houses on the barge before the ice came and before the foul weather came.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our only way to get them there.
What was the timeline that we worked on?
So
the scope to start off with wasn't super clear. It was we're going to do more of the work there, and then it was less of the work. Kind of went a little bit of back and forth, but so originally our estimate was 4 weeks, and then we're like, we could do it in 3. And then once we realized there's no skirting, it's just the way we had it set up here in the shop. There's no interior flooring, nothing. It ended up, we figured 2 weeks would probably bang it out. So
the flooring, normally we put or install the flooring in half of the house in one box, join the 2 boxes together, mm-hmm. and then finish the flooring from the marriage line into the other box so it's seamless. They were more interested in less work on site and more work in our shop, so we just ran the flooring up to the marriage line and ran a transition strip over the top of that, so that made site work easy. So
mm-hmm.
And then hit on the overall timeline, when the order came, and then how fast.
I'm not actually sure.
I don't either.
The order came in. One was Trump threatening to put a tariff on Canada.
2024.
Yeah. It was shortly after. There was definitely some talk about it, and then before we got the request for quote, but
mm-hmm.
That was the timeline when they really. But then there was time involved with getting signed contracts before we actually pegged down a spot on our schedule.
Mm-hmm. Be interesting to see when that contract was signed.
Yeah. The timeline was pretty short.
We were talking about it in our quarterly meeting, right? The whole Alaska project. It was the 21st, the date that he was coming down to
So our quarterly
sign contracts.
meeting was on beginning of July, right?
Yeah.
So it was probably
July,
the end of
August.
July by the time
July
he actually
21st.
signed contracts and said, all right, here's the direction we're going. We were trying to have things as prepped as we could ahead of time with the limited amount of information that we had available to us, but you know, trying to make some assumptions, but really cleared things up when he came down and told us exactly what he needed. There's no spec.
Yeah, there's no inspectors even up in Alaska, which is crazy.
There's no permits.
No permits, no
Just
inspectors.
bring the houses in. Yeah. So we needed the spec not from the code, we needed it from the owner. So there's a lot of information.
How to live in Alaska.
Yeah. So
he went through a lot. Were you in that meeting? I was not.
I was not. Derek was.
Yeah. From what Derek said, there was a lot of methods of building in Alaska that were a lot different than here.
Yeah. So check out our video that we did for the building methods in Alaska. It's interesting. So check it out.
What is the specific use day to day there for? Is it work crews or the people actually live?
Oh yeah, so these houses are being used by the native Alaskans. So
Eskimos.
I asked one of the natives, so does that mean you're an Eskimo? And she's like, yeah, Eskimo just means native Alaskan. So I also asked if it was derogatory because you never know, and she said no, not at all. So that was Tamara.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The lady at the washateria.
Yeah. She was super nice and stayed way late for us, and was very accommodating. So the town of Teller, not
3 hours north of Nome, a small town.
Yeah. So there's one road in Nome. It goes from Nome to Teller.
And guess what it's called?
Nome to Teller Road. Or Teller Road when you're in Nome, and the Nome Road when you're in Teller. Anyway, that some of the people don't have utilities in their houses, so they have a community wash house where you can do your laundry and go to the bathroom and take a shower. So
in the town of Teller is, or I shouldn't say town, the village of Teller is a population of 249.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Nome is
3,500.
the big city, and it's 3,500.
Yeah. And most of those are workers that are gold mining, big industry in Nome, and providing services for the natives is really the other industry that I saw. There might be more than that, but yeah.
So I guess we can start from when I flew into Nome. The job was actually pushed a week. I was planning on flying in
a week early,
but we had to push our tickets a week. But so I flew in Sunday.
Why was it pushed a week?
It was pushed a week because what was
the
reason?
one road
going
from Nome to Teller?
Yeah. There was a bridge closed between Nome and Teller.
They just decided it'd be a great time to pull that bridge and stick a new one in.
It was tipping over a little bit. I think they had some settling issues. In Alaska, there's lots of permafrost that melts in the ground moves all year round, and they had big issues with that. So that bridge was tipping over, basically. So they put in a temporary bridge until they can get the funds from the government to put in a permanent bridge through there.
Many $1 million temporary bridge.
So yeah, I flew in Sunday. The Eric with Bering Strait Housing Authority was more than happy to take me around. He picked me up from the airport. There's no good shuttle service or anything. No Uber in Nome. He picked me up from the airport, and we grabbed some snacks and headed straight for Teller. It's I don't know, it depends on how fast you drive. It's a gravel road, 2.5 hour drive. And he showed me the pad where all the houses were going. It's 10 acres of gravel, 4 feet thick on top of the permafrost. And
on top of the tundra.
On
They
top of-
literally
on top of
right
the
on
tundra.
top of the squishy sponge
You
like.
step off that gravel and you're straight into squishy, spongy.
Yeah,
grass.
there's nothing
Yeah.
solid in Alaska or on that tundra. So they just put a huge block of gravel to span everything.
Yeah, they had like 2 foot minus rock the first 3 feet, and then
Cap of a
three
foot,
quarter,
yeah.
inch and a quarter minus on top of that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he gave me a lay of the land, kind of showed me where everything was going. There's no utilities, so pretty simple setup right on top of that gravel. And then drove me back home, dropped me off at the airport, or the hotel, and that's where I picked up my rental car. And
Since the rental company dropped it off at the hotel.
well, so the hotel also rents out cars.
What rental company?
Yeah, there's no rental company
Right.
out there. And when I say rental car, it's whatever car can run and drive.
Right.
It's not a fancy Beamer or anything crazy.
The hotel just happened to own a Jeep, and that's
Yep.
what we rented from
Exactly.
them. Yeah. Thanks for joining us here today with this video about the project in Teller, Alaska. If you liked this video, please subscribe below and make sure to hit the like button, comment if you want, and join us on the next one.